Welcome to this week's Transformers toy review, where we'll be looking at the Age of Extinction's Crosshairs. But before we get to Crosshairs, let's do our shout-outs of the week to Back to the Media at 48 South Loudon Street, where you get all your video game needs from the Atari up to current systems. So go ahead and check them out. It's a good place to get all kinds of video game necessities. And while you're in the neighborhood, you can go to Time Travelers Toys and Collectibles at 115 South Loudon Street, which is ironically where I picked Crosshairs up. Plus, as well as next week's Transformers review I picked up from Time Travelers. So definitely go and check them out. I've actually gotten a bunch of Transformers and G.I. Joes from there. So they're a good store where you can also get WWE stuff and He-Man and all bunch of other toys and whatnots. And if you need any form of counseling of any sort, whether it be addiction, premarital, marital, or just everyday run-of-the-mill my life sucks counseling, and just need somebody to talk to, go to Healing Grace Counseling Services on 133 West Boscawen Street, suite number 10, and go and say hi to Robert Brown, where he's actually a good friend of mine. We've been friends for over 15 years now. So he's a good guy to talk to, good guy to listen to, and gives really good sound advice, and he's good at counseling. And if you're actually looking for that comic book itch to get scratched, you can go to 80 Weems Lane to 4-Color Fantasies and check them out. You can get old titles, new releases, Marvel, IDW, DC Comics, role-playing stuff, card games, all that kind of stuff. So go ahead and check them out. And if you're actually in the Winchester area and are looking for a bank, may I suggest Bank of Clark County here in Winchester? Because they got good banking services. The staff is very knowledgeable of what they're doing and what they're talking about. You can get fraud protection on your debit cards, all that kind of good stuff. So definitely go check out Clark County. Okay, so let's get to Crosshairs. This is him in his Chevrolet mode. I mean, he doesn't really roll too much because of the undercarriage, which, luckily, if you have him in car mode, you won't have to see the undercarriage, which is robot kibble, which is where all his robot kibble is at. So if you keep him and display him in vehicle mode, this would be the best way to do it, so that way you ain't got to worry about seeing all that robot kibble. But beside the point, it's really good. I like the Chevrolet sticker on it. The backlights are pretty awesome. You get that sparkly glass on the windshield. Also on the headlights, you get that same sparkly glass looking stuff. You know, and I like the whole highlights of the greens and the blacks with it. You know, highlights two of my favorite colors. You know, so let's go ahead and take a look at him in robot mode. So here's Crosshairs in his robot mode. Very cool looking robot mode. But before we get to the articulation, let's look at his weapons, which he comes off with these two, looks like Cybertronian assault rifles, which are pretty cool looking, if you ask me. I like the detail on them. So here's Crosshairs. Not really good on head movement. I mean, it does go side to side. It's very little. You got to manage. You need two hands to do that because of the Corvette back. He does have good range of motion on his arms. There's on a bar joint. And his elbows, he just have bended the elbows. He has good range of motion with his feet or on a ball joint. His feet does lift up due to transformation, but his legs are good rotation. But let's take a look at him with his guns drawn. So here he is holding his blasters. I would rank this as a top tier figure just because he's cool looking with the colors and the design. The only drawback was I don't like the robot kibble at the underneath when he's in vehicle mode. You know, but that's my process. You know, but at least he's easy on transformation. You know, he's very cool looking Autobot. Too bad he wasn't in the G1 series, but he was in the movies. So he's like the Lone Ranger kind of Autobot. But you know, he's a very cool looking Transformer in my opinion. But this has been Crosshairs. Get ready to tune into another Transformer review next week. And Tuesday we'll be hitting up the G.I. Joe version. So be ready to check them out. And until the next one, as always on Cobra Island, until all are one. See you in the next one.